she not?
Yeah, she's not getting that house. Yeah, she's not getting that.
I told you. Did she put anything down?
Yeah, she got some of her money back. She didn't get all of it back.
Well,
unfortunately.
Those assholes. Okay. Are you excited? Last time you came on, how do you feel about the last time you came on the show? Let's put it like that. Did you even watch the episode?
I did, but I mean, y'all cut it with like, because y'all started talking about some crazy stuff with, like, y'all cut it with a different
that's
video.
the day Trent came in the bag and Chris started asking those questions. But either way, it was decent, right?
Yeah.
So what's making you like wanting a podcast now anyway? Where's the interest coming from? Because you've always been my interior design friend.
Yeah, I'm always not super good, but I've always been leaned towards like interior design, and of course I like to do event planning and decorating all that. But I really wanted to tap into podcasting because it was like an experience I had where I needed to talk to someone, but I could not talk to my family because I was going through relationship problems. I was going through like relationship issues, and it's like you don't want to talk to your family because your family holds on to stuff. They're not going to be forgiving of that person. Then didn't really want to talk to my friends because kind of the same reason, or my friends might be going through their own things, don't want to burden them with this. And then certain things just seem a little bit too personal to tell. You're just stranger acquaintances.
So you're just going to put it out on the internet?
I was going to put it out anonymously on the internet. I had a whole concept of just making myself like ambiguous and having it just be a,
You don't want to do that anymore?
No, I gave it more thought.
Your dreads are getting long.
Oh,
I'm
you.
almost there. I'm almost there. Okay. I just haven't done it yet,
but yeah.
So you leaned away from the.
Yeah, first I was.
Ambiguity?
Yeah, because talking to more people, I decided that if I just wanted, like, my whole point is that I wanted to be able to live in my realness and just be like real. I feel like now we're so fake, filters, and it's just easier to be fake. And my whole thing is I want to be so real. So I was like, fuck it, I just need to.
Everything is automated now, so I feel like the only way to like make money after fucking robots take over is to be a personality for real and like do social media.
That is true. Like now you go in the grocery store, there's no cashiers half the time. It's like one cashier and a bunch of just machines. Taking it.
But okay, so interior design.
Yeah, so I want to do the podcast. I decided that I'm just gonna say, I'm just going to be on there, visual.
I was going to say, I think it was a great idea for you specifically because I remember you even got me a potential guest, but he hasn't came on yet, LV, the owner of Kosher Ave. And so I'm still waiting on him, because when I hit him up originally, it was like, it might have been like right before COVID hit, so he was traveling, and I refused to do...
things with people who are like traveling?
No. Like I just didn't want to do like the Zoom interviews because Zoom had just came out. Everybody's on Zoom all day. I'm not sure you want to watch another interview of somebody on Zoom. So I was just like, I'll wait till you get back to town. But I still hit them up every now and then. But yeah, even that, like Virginia has like this weird underground culture, and it's booming now. I like it, But
it's like one of the benefits of COVID.
After she did that shoot, I went and copped those shorts immediately. I'm like, those are fire. And since then, I've been seeing him in other small circles of, like, designers and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's another big thing I want to do. I'm always trying to get just different people tapped into other people, other creatives. And it's like, I think that's one of my big goals, too. I love doing photo shoots. And it's like,
How did that even come about? Did you know him personally?
No. I just saw his stuff on Instagram.
You didn't know him?
Not really. I mean, kind of. I knew of him.
I guess he was gone by the time.
Yeah, like he's older than so. Like he wasn't in the same like high school.
Yeah. We went to high school together. I think we went to middle school together too.
Yeah.
So, we went tapped in.
So it's a pretty close knit community. Even though I feel like the 7 cities is kind of wide. Like you could do a lot of driving.
Everybody knows.
Everybody.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Definitely when you start doing stuff and you actually like stay doing it. You know what I'm saying? People, you kind of have to get to know everybody. But it's definitely working with people in the 7-5, like I was telling her, I've been telling everybody, it's like, even if it's people that I've known for a while, or even you've had like acquaintance for a while, if you're really trying to work with them, you kind of gotta pull up. Like, it's not. I feel like with anybody I've worked with from like Atlanta, LA, New York, like we can get on FaceTime, go over a whole project, and or just be working through emails and it'll actually get done. With people in Virginia, you kind of got to pull up, like, and then once you do, everything is cool and everything will start working. But like, you gotta. Like,
you need the traction, you know.
Yeah.
So what is gonna be the? I have so many ideas for you, but I hate to impose. I don't like to like.
I know. I've been thinking about that. I feel like just being true to myself. The podcast is mostly going to be about relationships and all different forms of relationships: platonic, romantic, sexual, family. Just that's going to be like the broad sense of it. I just really want to make a space where anyone can come on and just feel comfortable, just talking, expressing. And it's gonna be cool because it's gonna be kind of hard for me sometimes too. To
open up.
Yeah, I don't like to be mean, and it's like I have to. That's one thing I realized this year. Like I need to just not be afraid to just say how I feel.
We've been trying to tell you this since I've known you. Like you gotta give it to them raw, you know.
I mean, I still plan on being pretty tactful in how I say things, but I feel like I'm at this point. Like I'm about to be 27 years old. Like I'm not trying to really apologize for too much of anything I say.
I love that. Because
I want to mean what I say. So
what is the goal as far as like, because I always feel like everyone always says podcasting is a marketing medium for you to really get to something else.
Something else?
It's kind of like I wouldn't call it a TV show, but like, I would say it's more like a commercial. Like, hey, this is interesting, but there's more to it.
For right now, this is my baby. It's not really I don't see it as like a stepping platform to any particular thing. To me, it's just another creative outlet and a community. And I just want to create a bunch of communities.
Yeah, you're right. I'm seeing it more like social media and Instagram and TikTok, how people blew up from being like social media comedians and get all these like roles. You know that girl Liza?
Yes.
I saw her at like the ball drop thing with Ryan Seacrest, and I'm like, she
came up. I remember her. Like I remember her from years ago, looking at like YouTube.
Like, I really feel like if you can develop the same kind of clout with the podcast, you know, those same type of opportunities. What I mean when I say like things opening up to people.
Yeah.
You know?
I just don't want to go into. I think oftentimes we just go to it with too much expectations, and I really believe if you like what you're doing and you're doing something you love to do, all that will follow. So I don't want to go into it giving myself too much pressure. Like by this point, I need to be here.
Like I did the first time. Because I was sick. Now I remember one episode we were talking about like the sponsorships that we wanted at the time, and I'm like, yeah, we'll do this, and that, and only just because like I feel like as Black people, I want to push the fucking envelope because we're so fucking. I'm not gonna say we are complacent people, but like I feel like we're talented, so we don't try as hard. You know, like it's the whole fucking hard work beats talent mentality. Like I feel like a lot of us know that we got it. You know, like as far as singing and dancing and fucking entertaining or just like having the juice that we don't fucking try as much anymore. You know, so like.
That also might just be a young person mentality because I just feel like nowadays, like I don't even know if it's really our generation, my generation, I don't know, but everyone just thinks, oh, I'm just gonna put model in my bio on Instagram and I'm a model. I'm just gonna put videographer in my Instagram and I'm a videographer. I haven't studied under nobody. I haven't.
That was a wave growing up. People putting designer
just whatever,
or like fucking designer at Louis Vuitton in their bio and shit. And you sell drugs.
I mean, it's good to have goals. I think we always should set goals and strive to them. But yeah, I think sometimes you gotta put a little bit less. Yeah, just put a little bit less pressure on ourselves and just make realistic,
I really feel like
smaller goals.
We are that generation that's under fucking pressure. Cause I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Because I feel like I did take on a lot of shit with like wanting to retire my parents and fucking financial freedom. I feel like financial freedom is fucking cursed. That phrase is a curse.
I was gonna say that's really implemented.
Go, you know, like
or passive income. Everyone wants this passive. I mean, I do want passive income, but it's such a word. It's just like if you're not doing these things.
I'm really. I don't want to use none of those type of phrases no more. Like entrepreneur, passive income.
And
I heard this
it's
dude.
so bad that those become cringy, but it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like any type of like positivity starts to become cringy.
This dude on Instagram and all these like coaches that I follow, their sentence that bothers me now is "help you in your business." I don't know what it is about that sentence, but it just fucks me in my head. I'm just like, you can't really help people, you know. They just got to figure it out, you know. I think a lot of thing with coaching is that like you find somebody that you like and you want to emulate, and you just follow them around. You be in their space. You listen to what they got going on. You try to do the same. You'll get an idea that way, you know. Yeah. There's no like real formula or fucking.
There's like
when you hear that stuff, I'm just like, any of those coaches could have a one-page thing that could just say, "Go watch YouTube." You know?
I learned, bro. Most of my shit come from YouTube.
You know
for
what I'm
real,
saying? Like and people up there doing it every way. Whatever you want to do, they doing it multiple ways.
And if I spent money on somebody, it's more because I fuck with them like personally.
Exactly.
And I don't have to because I probably got most of the game, especially like when I went to London, when I was in the Navy. I finally get to tell this story. I don't know if like the statute of limitations is up or not, but I totally went on like weekend leave.
Really?
And I fucking flew to London to see Dan Pena. For that reason, he was like, yeah, all my content is free on YouTube. Y'all wasted money by being here right now. And he was like, yeah, it's really just to see me, you know, but if it's what you need to fucking do whatever the fuck you gotta do to do it.
Okay.
I was like, fucking right. I was excited anyway to spend that $1,200.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. But I mean, what else, Morris? What kind of shit are you getting into?
I think, you know, this is like a new year, and every time it's the new year, we have, you know, all these resolutions and things.
The gym is packed.
Yeah, the gym is super packed. I just got back from the gym is packed. And I think it's good to have these. I always like a fresh start. I don't believe that everything has to start, you know, on the new year. But I think for most people, it is a good starting line. Some people just need that starting line. So for me, I do have a couple things on my starting line, like that I...
Besides podcasting?
Yes, besides podcasting. I do have fitness goals.
You've been in the gym, though.
I have been in the gym.
You are very goal-oriented, you know? Like, I don't feel like you ever said anything that you were going to, like, take on in an endeavor and you didn't do it.
My problem is really finishing. I do have a problem with, like, completing because I am so kind of all over the place. I am so creative and have all these thoughts. My big thing this year, my big word is discipline. I want to be disciplined and really, like,
or
complete.
Saying no to people? Do you feel like you get distracted for it? Because I feel like you just go on deployment a lot. Like every time you about to fit, because, like, I know you were into photography before we lost your camera. But, like, deployment really get in the way of shit, you know?
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's...
I mean, deployment was good and bad. Deployment for me, fitness-wise, was good because I was able just to straight focus. Yes, for everybody, yeah. Everybody comes back jacked. But yeah, it was a good break from technology because I do realize you get stuck scrolling.
I missed that.
You get stuck scrolling. And it's kind of hard because, you know, I do need social media because I do want to put out information for people and I need that to
do we
advertise.
Actually? Because here's my thing. When you're on deployment, what is it about social media that you don't need at that point? Like, when you're home, why can't you just take a 6-month break from Facebook the same way you do on the water? For some reason, I just can't do it.
I'm saying I can't.
Like, I tell myself it's for marketing purposes. I share my videos on there, my fucking podcast, but really, I don't know nobody fucking...
be scrolling.
Not for fucking Facebook, at least. I've spent a lot of time on it.
I don't know. When I came back, I still took a break from posting as much. So that was good for me to not post as much, but I still was scrolling. Now I am going to try to put it into the box of just using it for marketing.
Rather than to fucking try to punish ourselves, I really feel like we should lean in. Fucking get an NFT, like get in the metaverse. No, for real, because I know this guy. I'm
not trying to tap into the metaverse.
They not letting us in? What you mean?
I feel like they're going to let black folks on the metaverse, get us real excited about it, and then when they get popping, they're like, oh, whoa.
Look, I know some black people in there right now.
Right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
look, I feel like it's where we headed anyway. Like, our parents told us.
I guess. I feel like we've seen all the movies. It doesn't ever end well when we do this.
No, I'm just saying, like, you could get you a plot of land in there and, like, have a small little avatar
in a fake world.
No, I'm saying have your avatar in there that's talking for you in your podcast. Like you have a voiceover, and it'll be in there, and bitches could go in.
I'm not excited about this.
Listen,
you sound excited. I am not excited. I am scared.
I just feel like this is one of the most devious plots against broke people ever. Like, all right,
to
y'all,
get people to buy.
We're gonna get them to spend money, and we're not gonna give them shit. Actually,
but here's
digital.
What's the difference between this and the stock market?
I mean, money's real. Money's fake too.
Like the money's fake. Like people are like, oh, I got this many dollars. Like, no, you got numbers on the screen.
Yeah.
But those numbers on that screen says zero.
Zero. Yeah.
You call them and they're like, yeah, no, it says zero on my screen too.
That's why you got. I really feel like wealth really comes in calling in favors, like having friends and family that you don't have to pay for shit. You know.
Yeah, I'm scared. I'm scared of the metaverse.
So no crypto,
I'm not tapped in.
No NFTs.
It's funny because I was onto Bitcoin before, like really people. I'm trying to think about at what percentage or what it was at when I invested in Bitcoin.
What year was it? Because it couldn't have been before me and Drake. Because I got it at $1,200.
I was in it back in 2013. 2014.
What happened?
I took my money out. I'm trying to remember what year. I think I made it let it sit in there for I don't know how long. But yeah, I took that shit out. I made a little bit of profit at that, but it's I don't know.
It shakes me now to think about what I did to myself. That's my only time I ever say I regret anything is pulling out Bitcoin. I swear to God. Because it was the week before it went to 20 grand and I pulled it out. It was
what made you do that?
Just because. So we had invested in this company called it was some Bitcoin scam shit back in, it was 2014, 2015 at the time. Mm-hmm. And we fucking, Dave comes up, so he's like, yo, I figured it out. You know how he is. And it's this company, they're like, you give us a Bitcoin, we'll mine the Bitcoin for you. This is before we even knew
what was really...
that you could turn a pyramid scheme out of Bitcoin. So we believed it at the time. And so we bought a Bitcoin. We had a whole coin at the time.
Oh.
I thought we were just going to get, buy a small amount and then they'll give us a whole coin. Nah, they made us buy the whole thing, transfer it to their wallet, and then they were, giving us a percentage back. So, had you got in early enough, you'd have got your whole shit back, But I got, half a Bitcoin back. So it was cool. I had half a coin, but yeah, it grew to $1,800, which was past my investment. So I'm like, all right, cool, I'm gonna take my money out because I already fucked up. I like to start fresh, I'm like,
okay.
This weird investment thing happened, and then it went to 20 grand, and I was like, all right, cool, fuck it, So since then, you've seen what it's done.
I don't know. I guess I just maybe need to resist less and get more information because we are probably just moving towards all this stuff. But
we have no choice. They're saying coin shortages. They're not giving you your change.
That coin shortage is fake. They just don't want us touching money.
No, I mean they was trying to get coins up out of here anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even the meter outside.
Yeah.
Card,
it's a card.
Everything. Vending machines, card, everything.
Yeah. Even little kids, little rides. It's card. Yeah, at the mall or cards.
That's what I'm saying. Anymore. Coin shortage. Dollar's fake anyway. They're printing the hell out of it, but it's at the end of the day,
the Dollar Tree isn't a dollar anymore. So that's what blew me.
It's $1.25. I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is $1.25 tree now. This is crazy. But yeah, so I feel do you believe that we're regaining control with these coins? Would you be able to operate if you were in a Bitcoin, Ethereum space?
Like I said, I'm scared.
You don't have a choice.
I don't have a choice, so I'm rocking with what I'm rocking with, but I'm scared.
You got to think that's literally asking someone to change their faith. How people have faith in the dollar, the fact that we'll work in exchange for dollars that don't mean anything.
But we have faith.
You have to change it to Bitcoin, this thing that a bunch of
it's like asking
dudes
people to
made in their
change
basement.
Religions.
Yeah, so.
But it's a couple dudes made fucking the idea of the dollar in their basement, and we all fucking this founding fathers signed on that dotted line, and we believe that shit to this day. So they just happen to fucking articulate themselves better.
I guess my future, my kids will be super used to it. I'll just be the old crackpot back in my day.
I think with crypto, if it does truly replace the dollar, there will never be a set currency ever again. And then I think that is what will tilt it. At one point, all these cryptos are gonna fail because then everybody's like, well, there's no standard.
Yeah, but see, it's a fucking.
each other's saying.
It's a repetitive cycle, right? Because we already knew that this shit failed when I think it was like what year was it? Was it the fucking 70s where they signed a treaty saying that all oil that comes out of the Middle East has to be paid for in dollars.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you already knew the shit was worthless, so you took the one commodity that's left and fucking said, all right, cool, anybody in the world that want to buy this got to come through us and use our currency to keep its value, and now we going electric anyway. So nobody's wanting to buy that stuff. You get it? Science. I want to get a Tesla.
Stop it.
You don't? No, for real. It's
You
all
should get-
part of the wave.
Why do you want to get a
Tesla.
I mean, it's part of the.
You think the Tesla's the metaverse?
I mean, I don't think it's part of the
You think
metaverse.
Tesla's the next thing?
I think it's
I'm trying
the
to get a ticket on that
smartest
spaceship to
investment.
Mars.
I think it's the smartest investment to make vehicle-wise.
But you got to think
Like-
people said the same thing about a Prius. And then everything became a hybrid.
What do you mean about a Prius? Like,
People were like, this is the car that's going to change the world because it was that dual, electric engine.
mhm.
And they thought it was going to, like, people were like, this is the last car I'm ever going to need to own. But then
No, really, for me, I just believe in Elon Musk. You know, I think he's a fucking. I mean, he is a genius. You know, like I think all the other companies have like a more of a commercial like '90s mindset where it's like, yeah, we could have like all of the companies like Mercedes, fucking GM, Ford, they all could have went electric already. But it's like, yeah, but we make money here, so like why change the formula? You know, and it's like, yo, gas is $3.50 now. Like this shit is nuts.
But I mean, Elon Musk isn't like an altruist. Like he's not just doing it for the benefit of man.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's more so a kid with money who's doing it because he can.
Right, and so it would benefit us now, wouldn't it? Like to remove the tax liability or the gas liability from my vehicle right now, it'll be fucking amazing. You know, like it's only getting worse. Like gas prices are going up. They say they're running out of fuel anyway. So it's like, why wouldn't I buy the newer, more advanced, cleaner option?
But that's the exact capitalist structure of the automotive industry. Because, like, anyway. Like,
They're making a problem.
Why would I not buy the 2022? Why would I buy anything else? Like,
You're right.
Well,
So are you anti-Tesla? Like, do you stick with
I'm not anti-Tesla.
gas?
I'm not a big brand loyalty person. in
Let's just
general.
pogo stick everywhere. Need to work
I
out
don't know. I'm not trying to
anyway.
get any type of. That's like people that bike.
Everyone works from home anyway, so you don't even need a car.
Do you think working from home is here to stay?
I mean,
That's a good question.
well, my mom, her company started off just working from home. I think it's supposed to be a temporary thing, then it turned into a year thing, and now I don't even know what they do with the building because they're not going back.
No, for sure. I mean, I think
So,
think about it. You're just housing people all day. Like you take them from their houses, you make them all go to one place
yeah,
to do
so,
the same thing. Like
so for,
if the
for
internet
them, it's
didn't
more.
create an opportunity for us to tell people to go home, that what would have,
But I also don't like the idea that a company can now dictate the time I spend in my own home.
Yeah. And I think mentally it's not
Weren't
really
they
good for
already
us
doing
to
that?
be already home.
And then there's separation.
It's separation, at least a
Even when
fake
people don't get from
separation.
that separation. Like you guys have all been, like both of y'all have been on deployments, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you cannot drive away from work at the end of the day is
That,
tough.
yeah.
Like that is a hard part of being out there. The fact that you are at all times at work for that 6 months, even if you're not doing anything,
Mhm.
directly
there.
to your job, you're still there.
So you saying like being chained to your house indefinitely from someone saying like, well, you got to work these hours, but you got to do it from the house.
Or just even making it so that my mindset when I'm in my home for a
It's
personal
work.
job has to
Okay,
be
it's
work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get.
I feel like definitely should be a
But I
separation.
forego that. I don't. So like I got out the Navy right as COVID hit, so I wasn't necessarily sent home,
Mhm.
and I work for people remotely anyway. Like the jobs that I took on, whether it was COVID or not, I was going to work remotely for them. So I felt like I'm the type to still travel. Like I'll still take a trip to DC. I'll still,
But you have to
I'll
understand, you're an
move my
outlier
calls.
in
I get what
society.
you're saying.
Yeah,
Like,
like, we're-
everyone's not like that.
Yeah, a lot of
leave.
It'll
people,
probably
they
be
have
a
to stay
9 to 10.
They
stationary.
need separation, they need structure.
Yeah.
And all these things. And they, like, even that, with that, like, the flexibility to live that lifestyle used to be a choice, whereas now it's been imposed on some people.
Hmm. So do y'all? I mean, but the 9 to 5 lifestyle was also imposed, like by Henry Ford, like back in the 1920s.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
Yeah.
so like, I really just feel like any kind of change making people uncomfortable or changing the status quo is gonna like ruffle feathers, you know. I'm trying to think, like, as far as school goes, you know, because they're about to do the same thing. I heard.
I know Chicago, I think, already shut down.
Dropped the Friday. No, I heard one of these states dropped the Friday, and they only have like a four week.
Wasn't Chicago having a teacher strike as well?
Oh, maybe. But I think they went back. They went back to at home school.
COVID vaccine strike thing.
That whole thing with like the kids having to send in the negative results, but then it could be a parent signature.
How do you feel as a mom if they tell you have to vaccinate your child to go to daycare or school?
That's why I have been kind of like not a little bit relieved that my child's like young enough that I don't have to make that decision.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they do it anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is stuff.
Shots to get into middle school.
Yeah, so I'm like, I would just have to. That's something I would just probably have to do. It really doesn't make me particularly happy, but yeah, it's something I would have to do.
It just, to me, I can't deal with the idea that you can say, as far as like the CDC or anyone else goes, you can blatantly say like, we're not sure how this is gonna play out long term, but you have to do it.
Yeah, and plus all the like the boosters are killing me. Like,
dang,
I gotta get another booster.
That's why I've been asking them like, how many boosters did you get?
How many you got so far?
None. I got the two. Huh? No, not yet. The boosters aren't mandatory yet.
Really?
Yeah, not yet.
I heard they made some people get it, but I'm saying, have you know some friends that's gotten kicked out so far?
Apparently so I just transferred. Apparently on the last ship I was on, I was surprised about the number of people that really are saying, yeah, I'm not taking this shot.
Yeah,
I will get kicked out. I was so surprised. Like, I imagine people that were younger with maybe no families would make that decision, possibly. But there's a lot of people with families. Yeah.
I commend them, because a lot of people who I thought would stick to their guns, like you, not to say that you all like holistic. I mean, you are holistic, aren't you?
I mean,
you don't take Tylenol.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like if in a magical world, I probably would like to do things like supernatural and not take anything, and But I mean, I'm in this world, so.
When a few million people die in a summer.
Yeah.
It's like,
and yeah, I had to just outweigh it just wasn't for me to get out, and they're kicking you out, not honorably. So that's the big kicker for me.
Sure? Like,
yes.
100%?
Yes.
I think it's other than honorable.
Yeah, but no, I'm like, I've just been in too long, put too much work to get anything but honorable. So.
I guess.
Yeah.
How long you got left?
2 years.
And what happened? Because I feel like you were going to do the long haul.
No, I never. My intention was never to do 20 years. Heck no. My intention was never to do 20. When I started, I said I'm going to do 2 enlistments. So that was supposed to put me at 8 years. When I'm finished now, I'll be at 10. And I know everyone's like, oh, you're halfway there. Oh.
And I'm like, I'm halfway home.
People say that in your first 6 months in the military. Like, why don't you just do the 20 hours?
Just do it. Just go ahead.
It was weird how, you remember that one chief? I forgot his name, but he wore fucking jean shorts every day once he got off work. Like, he dressed like
jean
a 5th
shorts?
grader.
Not Calipari?
Chief, no, June. No, June. It started with a J. He was a young black man.
Oh.
He was early at AC.
Okay.
But he used to press us, like we was doing something disrespectful, but I don't want to stand. And it was me and Sims, like the 2 worst fucking Tweedledee and Tweedledum over here. You telling me to fucking stay in and fucking take the watch from here. Like, I'm not sure you want to give it to me.
Yeah, no, I can't do no 20. I probably am going to do reserves, though, so it'll end up being all right, but yeah.
Eckley's in the reserve. He likes it.
Yeah, I can't do 20, though. I got to get out.
So overall, how do you feel like if you had to give your military experience a review, like highly recommend?
I heard that, in other countries that it's kind of mandatory, if they're able-bodied to do a couple years in the military.
Israel, like certain.
Which I believe, I feel like it was good. I feel like maybe everyone should do at least maybe 2 to 3 years.
I don't think overall it ever, puts people in a worse position
than they were. Maybe mentally.
Yeah.
I was like,
y'all gotta say the Navy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I can't speak on all branches.
How do you feel about the Marines? Overall?
I don't think nobody should do that shit.
I hear a lot of people with animosity towards it after the fact. And
and I had a really cool career. I got what I needed out of it, but like, it's just a lot of it's just nonsense. And a lot of it's just nonsense. And then like when you get into it, a lot of it's, you know, racism, hypermasculinity, toxicity. You know, all the little things that they teach you to, you know, pledge allegiance.
But as a man in a hypermasculine world that you thrived in, why is that something you look down on now?
Because you gotta look.
Because I feel like it should only bother the guys who can't live up to it, right?
No, because you gotta think of the second and third order effects of it, and you gotta think of, all right, all these people that I'm around, and I'm sure it's the same in the Navy too, because you meet some like weird people. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Some people that got some stuff going on. And you see how the military is empowering them and kind of pushing some negative behaviors. You're like, okay, this works, and this is stable for them within this.
In this environment.
But if you think of that person out on the street,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like we definitely promote alcoholism throughout the Navy, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just all of it. Like,
damn, that's a mature response for somebody who like didn't necessarily get like punished, you know, by the military.
No. I feel like you have to look at it objectively, but I also think that is, you know, at the end of the day, what is so, you know, interesting about it to so many people is that there is a lot of benefits that you can kind of get into very easily. You know, and some of the bullshit that you're putting up with.
But is it easy? Like said and done on the opposite side, I don't think it's
even
easy.
On the outside world, stuff isn't easy on the outside world.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, I'm still gonna probably deal with racism and sexism on the outside world. It's not like when I get out, I'm gonna just be totally easy day.
Nor do I feel like the benefits are as accessible as they make it seem. Like we gotta jump through hoops. Like think about it, as you like active duty. My health deteriorated because it's like mission first, job first. Like you could do this on shore duty. Like this ain't the time. And it's like, what the fuck is the point of having these benefits if I can't fucking use them?
Yeah, literally, I needed knee surgery, and they're like, yeah, we'll just wait till you get back from employment and then extend your contract 6 months. I'm like, whoa. This is not how it's supposed to go. But
you was home at the time?
Yeah, I was in between 2 employments.
Yeah, so like I popped my knee. Like I tear my patellar tendon, so my kneecap is in my left, and I didn't know because my leg was so swollen. So like I'm just walking around like with no knee for like a couple days on the ship, and then they do the X-ray. They're like, yeah, we're gonna fly you to like Frankfurt and do surgery, physical therapy, top of the line, and then like a day later, like never mind, we're gonna send you back to Virginia. You know, I was supposed to have a chaperone to like help me carry all my shit.
Yeah.
I was in Israel, you know, like with one leg, and they're like, nah, never mind, no chaperone, you fly by yourself, we'll take you home, figure it out from there. It was terrible. And then I get out, and I use TRICARE like as a civilian, and it's fucking, you go to these like, regular hospitals and shit, I'm just like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, not, Navy medicine is not the best.
Look, I remember one time I got rhabdo, which I heard is like common in the fucking Marines, just because people work out so fucking much. And first of all, my LPO didn't believe me. I told them like, well, my legs are sore. Like I worked out like 2 days ago. Like it's just not healing. Like I feel like it's cement in my legs. He thought I was just trying to get off work. You remember Owens?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like. So I go to Portsmouth. No, matter of fact, I've been going to that hospital a couple weeks prior, and it was always like a fucking 3-hour wait minimum. And I'm like, I'm not fucking doing that. So this first time I went to a regular hospital, they draw my blood. They're like, yeah, you fucked up. Like they gave me some shit.
You are not okay.
Yeah, they gave me morphine. I didn't feel anything. Then they gave me some other thing like Demerol or something. And like I fucking melted in the bed. But then they asked me like, hey, we about to admit you, we're gonna send you upstairs, or do you want to go to your home hospital? Like, and so this is when they were telling you like, oh, if you go out in town, you're gonna have to pay that bill. So I'm like, send me back to Portsmouth. So they sent me there, and they're like, are you still in pain? And I'm like, yeah, fuck, like the shit wore off. They gave me Tylenol for the next 3 days, like, and I was just supposed to like piss it out. like wait it out, you know. That shit was terrible, and there's no fucking reception in that hospital.
Okay, yeah. I mean, again, so it is some cons, but I do feel like for most people, it's a good start. Like I'm not saying I would ever want to be a careerist. For some people, it is good for them to be a careerist, but for me, yeah, it's not a career. But I do think it was a good start. It helped me build credit. I don't think I would be the same where I'm at financially if
I totally agree
I didn't
with
join. Like at my in your 20s, like I don't know. I think everyone needs a little kickstart. Like I think it's crazy to think some 18-year-olds because you're 18, you're an adult. You're not an adult. You are not really an adult at 18.
Looking back at it now, I totally agree with you when you say like the mandatory, like all citizens mandatory in the military. That's a smart thing to do, you know. Maybe we should just tweak a few things in our military just to smooth it over, but that works for sure. Because like, had I gone to college, like just giving these kids $250,000 to fucking waste on like different lectures and drugs is fucking nuts. Like, but like, I guess it provided enough structure for me to still go to college. Because I mean, I got my associates while I was in, you know, like I don't know, just college. Not to say it's a waste of time because I still want to go. I just feel like I think it makes a lot of sense to do the mandatory enlistment first, you know, like
it's like a couple
these kids
years.
fucking like build a trade, you know, and then fucking go to school if you want to later. Because like, to be honest, I don't know anyone who actually knew what they wanted to do before they were like.
Yeah, I mean, some people if you get lucky, some people just know. But
easy to say in peacetime, and both of you guys not having a combat like
that's
deployment.
true.
Like.
Saying we should all
mandatory
be
military. Yeah.
Oh, I would much rather have gone, like, I would much rather have, like, I tried to go, what's that shit called, like, the
TAD,
orders. Not TAD, it's like IA.
Yeah, go IA
just go
somewhere.
to fucking, you know, serve our country and shit, you know, because I feel like, as a man, it's a rite of passage to go stand in front of a line of fire, you know. It might.
I'm gonna say now, I'm alright with being a woman and not being. I would be alright if they told me as a woman.
Not necessarily like
just be doing pushing paper.
Looking back at the shit, like we know it's a fucking just a warmonger fucking.
Yeah, that's why I'm not too passionate about war because I just feel like it's not even. It's just about. It's not even about me. It's not about freedoms. It's about countries and money and.
No, for sure.
These bigger things that I have no idea about. So I don't really like the idea that I'm like gonna die for something that's not even really about. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I think we definitely had a lot more driven and like purposeful men, or I guess people in general, when things weren't so certain, you know, like when we were fucking going to war, like, and like, hey, you might not see me, you know, things were. I guess relationships meant more. People were closer to their families, shit like that, you know?
I mean, should it take the impending death of someone to make you care about them? You know? Like,
oh, that's hilarious. No, I mean, there's no validity to that quote that's like, hard times make strong men make easier times, you know?
But like, also, why does everyone want to go through such a hard time? I feel like everyone is looking for their hard time, regardless of what it is. Like everyone's like,
I feel like low-key, I feel like that might be the mindset of most Marines. I don't know, kind of. I feel like someone who chooses Marines, they're kind of choosing that branch in particular.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a lot of dudes trying to
really
prove
save
something
the world
themselves or you know, or whatever. And I guess that's not like a bad pursuit in life.
I think challenge is the pursuit, really. Like, adversity, right? Because, like, really without it, it's like, what are we doing besides, like...
Yeah, but then you also see so many people that, like, get to that adversity, and they're like, oh, actually,
this wasn't it.
But they can stay in. Like, there's so many people that are actively doing nothing, but within the military, like, you can't get fired. Like, you can just hang out for a while.
For a good little bit.
Even outside of the military, you know, like, I feel like even when we were going to the moon and shit like that, it made people excited about like space exploration and shit like that. But I feel like a lot of great feats have already been like achieved, and like people are fucking bored now. It's like really nothing to do with your fucking hands, you know.
Let's go to Mars.
I don't think there's anything that anybody can do that with the President Day, but also because we watch amazing things all day and we scroll right past them. You know?
For sure.
Like all day.
Fucking watching Dude Perfect and shit, watching people make like 100-meter basketball shots, and it's like, yeah, everything is regular now. And like, but for real, like watching people be great makes it that much more common. I mean, look how many like half-court three-pointers we see today compared to what we saw 5 years ago. Like before Steph Curry really did his thing, it wasn't as common, and now everybody.
That's good or bad.
Now everybody plays ball like him, and I think it's fucked with the style of play in basketball in general, anyway. But it's just great to kind of see how adaptable human beings are, right? Because like they said, the 4-minute mile was fucking impossible before it, you know. That's okay. Maybe I should have, you know. I'm gonna put the I'm gonna put it as booked. I should probably But this is why I like to come here during the evening hours, you know.
Okay, less traffic.
But before we get out of here, did you even?
Oh, I wanted to wrap up with something for you.
Really?
Yes. Okay, so because it was the new year, I wanted to start new traditions.
Mm-hmm.
And so this year with my family, I interviewed everyone, even the kids, and just asked a couple of questions.
Okay.
So I kind of wanted to do the same with you and
Awesome.
just ask these
Totally
questions.
open.
Okay.
Are they like progression questions? You're gonna ask me in like a year and see if I.
I mean, kind of, a little bit, kind of. Okay. So first question: how are you feeling at this moment?
I am optimistic.
I like that, optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do I have to elaborate?
You can if you want to. It's whatever you want.
I mean, it's been a hard year. You know, 2021 was fucking.
I feel like it's been hard 2 years, so I don't know, 2-3 years for people.
Nah, for real. I mean, and it's fucking. Don't you feel like time is like?
It's weird. Well, I was on deployment, so when you're on deployment, this kind of messes with your
Yeah. I'm
sense of time
optimistic
anyway.
for sure. You know, I'm excited to stretch. You know, grow out of my skin.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about how I kept being drawn to butterflies, and I kept thinking, like, I feel like it's my butterfly. Yeah, I'm a butterfly. But what I realized was that, like, last year was kind of I was still a caterpillar, and I was like a caterpillar just discovering who I really was and that I had the potential to be a butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
But I was still kind of living this, like, worm life. And so then working through 2021 was kind of my, like, working year. And now at the end of 2021, I'm in my cocoon, and I'm thinking, what's going on? I thought I was supposed to be a butterfly. I've been putting in this hard work. You know, why am I a butterfly? But I realized, you know, sometimes you got to get ducked off a little bit. Like, work in privacy. And then I'm going to, like, really blossom into my real butterflyness.
Look, you better water those flowers.
But, yeah, okay. So, next question. What is something you learned about yourself this year?
I don't handle rejection well. Like, I don't like no for an answer. Like, it really fucks with me, and like I learned that I'm a control freak. I like to like if things don't go my. I also learned like I shut down sometimes under pressure, which I didn't think was a thing. You know, I thought. I mean, I do like to run towards adversity and challenges, but also I learned I have a tipping point. Like there's I can get overwhelmed. You know, so I'm learning to pace myself. You know.
Okay. What was your peak and valley of this year? So your highest point and your lowest point of this year.
Well.
Or there was like a time frame or exact. I don't know if you have exact moments.
So like it was pretty rough. It was a rough year.
You had a lot of valleys. The whole year was a valley.
No. I mean, I'll say the end of the year, like coming into my birthday, coming into the studio, Trin got me like, that was definitely, it had to have been a peak, you know, because everything before that was just me, like, kind of like picking up the pieces, you know, like just trying to see what's left of my fucking grenade of a life, you know, because like I'll pull the pin and just stand there and watch everything fucking explode to see who's really like around, which is fucking toxic, you know, like I need to find healthier ways to validate who's around me.
I mean, I feel like I always knew you were going to go through something. Like when you're transitioning out of the military, like, I don't know, I feel like there's going to be just something it's
Kind
hard
of
to adapt.
climax.
Yeah, it's something that like you gotta adapt. You gotta change.
No, I don't even think the military had much to do with it, for real.
You think? I mean, maybe not. But
I
I kind
say
of feel
that,
like you
but-
had a life, you had a schedule, you had a thing. So then
And I was ready to
I think
get
it played
out
a
of
part.
it.
Yeah, I know. Even I feel like even when you're so ready, even if you think you've prepared, you're never truly all the way prepared.
Yeah,
and
I
I
might
just
have
think,
gassed, you know, like
Yeah.
I was doing a lot,
yeah.
you know. So, like I said, pacing myself, you know.
Okay. What is some advice you have, or what is the best advice you received?
Best advice I received is to just go for it. Like, I know people always say that. I hate fucking like listening to artist interviews and they're just like, be yourself, fucking go you
for
know.
it.
But really, like, when I say go for it, I mean like, yo, stop listening to other people and really don't give a fuck about what people say. 'Cause people say a lot of fucking things, as you know. But yeah, just like confidence and ignorance, kind of like ignorance is bliss kind of thing. Where I'm just like, yo, if I don't know what they're saying, I could give a fuck, and like this is what I want to do, so I'm doing it. You know, like I'll take advice. I'm a good listener, I feel, but I'm gonna implement what I feel like is good for me. You know, and I'm really getting into like not caring to hurt people's feelings. Like man, you know, like I'll listen to you, but if it's not gonna benefit me, I'm not gonna do it. Whereas I used to be kind of very much so trying to please everybody in the room, like. If I'm not gonna listen to you, I won't tell you that your idea sucks, you know. But now I'm telling people, hey, that was trash.
Okay. And the last question: what do you look forward to in the new year?
Balance, you know. Not an I told you so, but really for myself to like not prove anything to me about.
That's funny. Aren't you a Libra?
Yeah. Not that it has anything to do with it.
I know.
You know? But yeah, I feel like, and when I say balance, a lot of the people that I listen to like to say that there's really no period of balance in your life. People say work-life balance, and I need to maintain my family and work and this, but I'm really like all in on the work for 6 months, and then go to fucking London for 3 months out of the year. You know, like those lifestyles are fucking achievable. You know, like, and I think me being like fucking divorced now and like kind of divorced from the idea of family structure, and I can't do that kind of thing because I'm a dad and I have to be like, that's bullshit. Like I take it with me, you know, like especially with the way the world is going and we see how they're doing our kids at school anyway. Like, hop on this plane, you know, you don't need that shot. I appreciate you. Where did you decide to come up with these questions?
I really just the last, like maybe just in December, I was like, you know what I want to do? Because I think it's good just to have something to look back on. I think it'll be good for the future, for our future generations to look back on, for ourselves to look back
some
on.
sort of segment like this, you know, on your show where you have
think
like
so? Yeah.
consistent questions that you ask every guest, you know, maybe like a closeout.
Yeah, I like that.
Awesome. Because David Shannon does it on his show, like Social Proof Podcast. I don't know if you watched that one, but it goes like where you're going to be in 10 years. And everyone has to answer, you know, just like, but there's already successful people, so they'll talk about like what they're trying to do, like new endeavors. And he's like, well, watch it in 10 years and see if you really got there, you know. So that's dope. I appreciate it.
Thanks for
We'll
having me.
do it again. You need to come back more often because you, well,